everybody. Welcome to a brand new genre of videos I will be making on my channel. They're going to be called the Rotten Milk Reviews. Today we're going to start off by reviewing a game called Cassette Monsters. If you don't know the premise of Cassette Monsters, well, neither do I. I just saw it free on Epic Games, decided I was going to download it, give it a shot, and overall so far it's been pretty fun. This game has similar gameplay to a very popular title called Pokemon. If you don't know about Pokemon, you're a new gen. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, you start off customizing your character as you do it in most games. Mine, I made sure that he looked extra spiffy. You end up washing up on shore, unaware of where you are. You kind of explore around a little bit, and then you come across this girl as you're trying to enter a town who comes and helps you, gives you your first cassette monster, depending on however you're feeling. And basically, all she really does is she helps you fight. Unlike Pokemon, oftentimes you're going to be fighting battles with two people. Currently, it's going to be you and this random lady you came across. She allows you to choose your cassette monster based on whatever kind of mood you're feeling like. I'm going for a spooky little theme because I'm so dark, edgy, and emo like that. You can also do a cute theme, whatever works for you. I got this cute little lamb. In her words, cute little lamb. This game has a similar style of Pokemon, but in both battling and in its aesthetic. It's a similar 8-bit design, looks real nice. It actually has some 3D elements to it, which tripped me up a lot. And then it's also a turn-based game. Now, fighting with another teammate allows you to do two moves before your enemy is attacked, but oftentimes they'll also have a second person. What I've realized while playing this game is I cannot brute force my way through. A lot of times I do need to play strategically, learn when I need to block, when I need to power up, do a bunch of stuff like that instead of just constantly attacking, attacking, attacking. There seems to be a lot more elements in in-depth gameplay in Cassette Monsters than I have seen in Pokemon. After your first battle, Kaylee starts taking you throughout the town, and you end up fainting after she tells you that there's no way to go back home. You end up waking up inside of a nursery, greeted by the nurse who will take care of you, sell you supplies. You can realistically, you can buy any sort of heals or revives from her. However, you can only carry a certain amount. You can carry one revive and 5 heals base. And these can be make or break throughout this game, surprisingly, because there's so many encounters before you get to actually rest or do whatever. Unlike Pokemon, if you end up defeating a trainer, they will stay defeated. You won't have to encounter them again and go through the entire battle. So you are safe if you need to return home to heal up or find a campfire to rest up at. Now we're going to go into the lore of the game. Keep in mind, I haven't completed it, so I don't know all the lore. I've only played 4 hours worth of stuff. The premise of the game is that you end up, it seems you end up getting sucked into this reality along with a bunch of other people from different realities, different worlds, and stuff. So there's a lot of niche references that other people don't understand. Currently, there's no escape from this place, from what you guys know of. You guys are exploring around, come across this tunnel that ends up emerging from the ground. You run, and when you go down that tunnel, you come across this archangel. The archangel is level 100, very close to death, and you and your partner at very low levels need to defeat it to move on. This is where the strategy starts. You cannot just constantly be attacking, unfortunately. Instead of PP in this game, you have these little bars at the top that all moves will consume. You can use moves infinitely, but you have to have the bars to use them. For archangels, when that bar fills up, they deliver a devastating blow that can wipe you and your entire squad. So you need to either defeat it before then, or you need to prepare some sort of defense for when that happens. Thankfully, it seems like every single cassette monster has this wall that they can put up. It takes 20% of their HP, but they can put up a wall that can last a few hits, which will block those attacks from the archangels. Once you defeat this archangel, they let you know that there is some sort of exit. To learn where this exit is, the archangel says that they are the only one who knows where it is, and then they start coming inside of you. Wait, no. The archangel then starts possessing you. You can't quite make out the entire song from this archangel, so you need to find more archangels to finish the song that this archangel has started. You have to kind of go around the map a little bit, search and explore for all these other like little hidden subway stations. One will bring you to this mountain area, which is Kaylee's original hometown where she first stayed when she landed here. But the leader was kind of like insane, and the leader of this place started making everything that they did all about what his ideas, what his goals, his dreams were. And that is where you find the next archangel. Oof, shoot, I almost messed up. He ends up performing a ritual to open these gates to a subway station similar to the one we were just in that allows him to go and see an archangel. However, in doing so, he actually sends us down there first to see if we die instantly, and in us not dying instantly, he comes down there too and tries talking to the archangel to be able to capture it on his cassette, and instantly gets vanquished. Instantly, not even close, and it was so funny to watch. I wish I could watch it again for the first time. However, this time this archangel is at max HP, and I actually died the first time. He was a lower level than us, but you do almost no damage to him, virtually none. So you have to play really, really strategically in this portion of the game, making sure that every single move that you make is correct. You have to abuse the wall feature. You have to abuse the wall feature. You have to abuse the merging. Hell, I even abused having an extra person there, so then it wasn't only us that got like one of my people that got targeted. It was just some random person that not person, random monster that ended up joining in because of one of my calls. After defeating this archangel, you get another line revealed to you talking about going to the west. I haven't gone that far. I haven't done anything with that. It's not my issue right now. I'm done with the game for the time being, so I can make this video. I don't really care. However, throughout the game, you end up encountering these ranger people, and apparently Kaylee is a part of the rangers. So she basically kind of like throws your name in the hat, and you are also now in training to become a ranger. You're a ranger trainee, and you have to go find all these ranger captains who you have to defeat in battle to be able to actually become a ranger. I never got this far. I only defeated one of them, which was actually the most annoying battle I've had throughout this entire thing because he just kept on sleeping and regenning. Well, I barely did a little bit more damage than what he healed, so it was so annoying. I also think it is kind of insane on how much damage the main person does. The main ranger, in fact. I mean, if you just saw that clip, she did 550 damage like four times, all in one move. It's absurd. And she's supposedly the leader of the Rangers, so, maybe I'll have to explore more into this by myself. But I think that's insane. There's also a bunch of side quests that you can take with this one dude, Eugene, who proclaims he is the savior of his town, which is funny. It is really funny. And the people that he is saving the town from, they might look like an ordinary vampire, is what I'll say. I entirely thought that they were vampires my entire playthrough. I called them vampires the entire time until I actually fought them. They're real estate agents. I thought that was really funny. He's trying to protect this land from real estate, and I have no words for how much I admire this Eugene fella, despite how silly he may be. Eugene, he might be my favorite character in the entire game. But truth be told, his capsule. I've realized I was calling him capsule monsters this entire time. They're just called monsters in the wild. The game is called Capsule Beasts. Um, so I think his capsule beast is absolutely horrendous. At least whenever I used him, he didn't even get a single move off before he died every single time. So I just stuck with Kaylee and continued on my playthrough with Kaylee for my last remaining few hours. There wasn't a whole lot that happened within those few hours, just fighting more capsule monsters, as well as finding a few more real estate agents, uncovering a few shards. Uh, that's really about it. I haven't gotten insanely far. I might still play it a little bit, um, but I was just doing maybe a few side quests, like get 300 wood for this guy so he can build a sign, and we got to choose the design. There's nothing insanely crazy about all of this. To give a little bit of a rundown about the entire story, so far it has been a pretty good story. It's had a little bit of an eerie and creepy element. Uh, you know what? I'm just gonna put like a little counter up at the top for like my ratings. It's gonna be like a little rating counter up at the top. We're gonna start off by spookiness. It is not entirely spooky, but it's not meant to be. So I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10. The archangels are a really interesting plot within this story, and I think they add a lot of character. I mean, that first one saw, that little hot archangel that ended up possessing us. She just decided she wanted to go in me, and I have no objections. Whatever. Then there's also that other archangel that I showed on the screen, the serpent god. He was also really cool, and I liked how they animated them instead of having these like 2D characters that had like some 3D movement to them. They're entirely 3D. I really like that. I thought like the messed up text and all that was really cool. I enjoy have like the part where like I have to go and find all these archangels and defeat them to full out like entirely get rid of this entire um not get rid of to fill out this entire song that she's trying to make so then I know how to get home. I like that part. I think that is a really good part of the story. I wish, for me at least, anyways, it started progressing pretty fast. It only took me about an hour and a half to go from one to the next one, and I'm sure there's only like 4 to 6 total. So I would only need 3 to 5 more. So I'm not crazy worried about it. Hopefully it slows down a little bit and there's more quests or side quests or some more lore to go behind this besides just the archangels. The music was amazing in this game. I loved the music. I was jamming out. It has just like background music, instrumental music while you're outside, but once you go inside, it actually gives you the full music, which I will play just a few seconds of each because I don't know if it's copyright or not. So I'll give this little increment just to play that for you guys.
Archangels.
Well,
Huh?
The storytelling I thought was really good. Personally, it's something that I love in games. I love the storytelling, and it like starts filling you in on lore while you're sitting there in the campsite, and all the NPCs, not all the NPCs, but the ones that you actually talk to and the ones that actually have art when you're talking to them, they have stories to tell. They ask about you. You learn more about them instead of them just being deadbeat NPCs, just sitting there where you just have full use of them. They actually seem to have an actual life, and that part I really enjoyed. I think that one is definitely a 9 out of 10 for the NPCs. I wish, even though I only played for 4 hours, I wish there were more than just four total that actually had pictures. There five total really. There was the shopkeeper, there was Kaylee, there was Eugene, there was that the ranger boss, I guess, and then the nurse. There wasn't a whole lot that actually had art and like had their own backstory and all that stuff. Um, I wish that there was a little bit more. I wish there was more variety of people that you could take with you instead of just the two so far. I would love to see someone who just has a very. I think it would be really funny to have somebody that has a dull personality, thinking things are such a drag and stuff like that. Like Shikamaru, but like not Shikamaru. I thought the game design was really nice. I brought back the nostalgia from older games. I liked the different mechanics that they implemented, such as the gliding feature, which I haven't played a lot of the new Pokemon games, so I don't really know. But the gliding feature is real nice. The 3D environmental thing, where if you go behind a wall, it will entirely rotate on you. So it feels like there's more of an open map instead of this just 2D plane getting stuck in one area. I don't know how to go up from here. I'm gonna say it's a 10. I just personally, I love the nostalgia. I love the different environments, and I love how it shows like stats for all the different cassette beasts, and I think it's really cool. I also think it's pretty cool that you need to get the cassette beasts to a 5 star on your cassettes to be able to upgrade them, to evolve them, quote unquote. It allows for a not so slow gameplay, especially as you get further up to the top, and it shares the XP between everything, so you don't have to constantly switch between every single cassette beast and have one that like is insanely weak compared to the others that you want to get leveled up, because they'll all level up with you. Like they all share the same level as you, but they also have that individual star rating that you have to use to be able to evolve them. Anyways. Anyways, this is just my take on the game personally. I enjoyed it for the few hours that I had played it. I really wanted to get the video out same day of playing it because I wanted to start a new series. I thought the game was pretty good. I thought it was a good way to start. I'm gonna slowly build up on games from more like on the low games, go up to like higher games and stuff, or to primarily one of my favorite games, Shadow of War, but that takes a little bit more time to be doing this to get up there. But if you do enjoy seeing this type of content, and of course, as I will almost always, please, I'll always like beg of you, please, if there's anything I can do to increase my video quality, or like, of course, there's a few times within this video where I stuttered during my voiceover because it's weird just talking to no one. Feel free to let me know if there's anything else I need to do. But I this is going to be the beginning of the Rotten Milk reviews. So hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I'm going to hopefully be making more of these here pretty soon. So have fun.